Here at South Florida Integrative Health Center, and we're going to talk today about why is it not enough only to be treating the symptoms and not really getting to the root cause, and what are some of these root causes that we are focused in at achieving wellness, optimal wellness in. Today, that is our conversation, and this is what we want to help people with. It's our mission here at South Florida Integrative Health Center to not only help with the symptoms, but to look for the underlying causes. Some of these underlying causes can be, first of all, inflammation, like chronic inflammation. So we're looking at why is there inflammation? At all, quite often at times, the inflammation is coming from the gut microbiome. There's an overgrowth of bacteria. What can cause that overgrowth of bacteria? That can be taking antibiotics, taking over-the-counter anti-inflammatories known as NSAIDs, also taking certain medications that block acid. That could also disturb the microbiome, and other medications as well can do that. Also, lack of sleep, we find in the research, really disturbs the microbiome. But when there's an overgrowth of bacteria, that overgrowth can be inflammatory, or certain types of bacteria can cause an autoimmune response. Now, when the gut is inflamed, when there is a intestinal hyperpermeability, they use this word leaky gut, but really what it is intestinal hyperpermeability. The gut becomes less selective of allowing what is going in to the lymphatic system or to the bloodstream, and then the immune system gets more reactive. It's not as sensitive to what really it should be reacting to. It's actually now going to start reacting to the proteins in common foods that we eat. And some of these are healthy foods like nuts and seeds, as well as beans. They all have proteins, and these proteins can act or mimic bacteria, and that is because they are getting through that gut lining. The gut is hyperpermeable. That is what can cause inflammation and can cause this autoimmunity. So this is what's important to really focus in as a root cause is gut health. We know that 70% of the immune system at least is within the gut. We also know that there's neurotransmitters in the gut that also can affect our mood via this vagus nerve that connects the brain and the gut. And it's a two-way street. So what's happening in the gut can affect the brain, and also what happens in the brain, like I mentioned about not having a good night's sleep, well, that affects the bacteria. That is one of the major root causes. And vitamin nutrient absorption can really be affected, such as vitamin D and biotin and other B vitamins, by not having a gut that is healthy. Another root cause is methylation. Methylation is a process that not only affects our DNA, but affects our neurotransmitters, and also really plays a major role in how we detoxify. That is why we measure methylation by a number of different markers on blood tests. And we really want to optimize that through nutrition, through nutrients, and through lifestyle and environment. That's a way to optimize methylation. So we're looking at inflammation and methylation. Part of methylation I see in the comments is yes, mast cell and histamine is connected with that. Those are all markers of inflammation. And yes, improving methylation will improve the whole mast cell response and as well as histamine. So we have also the body's ability of detoxification. How well can the body detoxify not only chemicals in the environment, but our own hormones and our own toxins that we make simply by the food that we're eating, whether it's full of pesticides or other chemicals. But we do have to remove toxins from within and also toxins coming in from the environment. That entails our liver detoxification system, which is another root cause that we look into in functional medicine by doing in-depth testing. What is the optimal functioning of the liver through these tests that we're looking at that let us know the body's glutathione levels? Glutathione is a major antioxidant and we can measure whether it's low or high and really see if the body is under some kind of uh, stress from the environment or doesn't have enough nutrients to process the toxins. These are just some of the root causes that we really address and optimize here, and that is our main mission at South Florida Integrative Health Center. When someone walks in through our doors, we're doing this in-depth testing to make sure that they have sufficient levels not only of vitamin D, but of other vitamins, zinc, magnesium, selenium, all very essential and important nutrients for functioning of the thyroid, functioning of our adrenal glands, and of course there's brain health. The brain is connected to the gut via this vagus nerve. But brain health is really key to make sure that there's no environmental toxins like heavy metals and pesticides, and of course, the plastics that can break down, absorb into our body, and act as hormone mimickers. And they do cause inflammation in our body. So, fixing the brain or brain health, some of the root causes are also methylation. That's why our elevated homocysteine really can be an indicator of inflammation in the brain, as well as oxidative stress. We're looking very closely at the mitochondria because the brain is rich in mitochondria. And we know in functional medicine we have protocols that help improve the mitochondria by improving the Krebs cycle and feeding into that Krebs cycle with nutrients such as carnitine and alpha lipoic acid and coenzyme Q10. All of these are real powerful mitochondria nutrients. So these are root causes, and optimizing these underlying causes is how you can achieve the best health. And that's what we're here for at South Florida Integrative Health Center. Any questions or comments, drop it in the comments and we will get back to you. Please like and share if you feel other people can benefit from this information, and have a healthy day.